Yeah.
I would like to start the question answer session with a couple of questions. To begin with, I believe we have come a long way as far as cricket for the blind in India is concerned, and even in the world is concerned. In the 1996 International Conference, there were only 7 countries. I think we have added the West Indies, Nepal, Bangladesh. Any other countries apart from these? Any other countries that we have added apart from these 3?
And that's it, sir. 10 countries now.
So 10 now, and then now Afghanistan is likely to join. The USA might join.
Correct.
And Zimbabwe, are you also working on Zimbabwe?
Yeah, so we have asked our South African counterparts to reach out to them and get them onboarded, sir.
Okay, so last week when Mr. Ramchandra Guha was here, there were some people who asked the question that, there are a lot of blind people who are either studying in mainstream schools or they live in the city. They are not associated with any organizations for the blind, and they want to play cricket. So how do they kind of access cricket? Because they're not members of any of these organizations. So how can they kind of start playing the cricket? On Highway Helpline also, we very often get this calls. There are lots of people who want to play cricket, but they're not part of any organization.
Yeah, so now what we have done is, each state we have created a state cricket board, which is primarily committed to promote and foster the game in that respective states. And most of them are situated in the capitals of the state, respective states. So they can contact them and they'll be more than happy to facilitate. They can contact Cabby on a mail or a call. Either my secretary, John David, his number, I will share it with you later, or I can tell now also, 944-9864-785. So they can contact John and he will connect them to the respective state boards. So every city we are trying to create a facility, in the sense, not the infrastructure, at least facility for them to reach out to people and start playing the game, sir.
So any email ID also? Phone number is one thing. Can you also share John David's email ID?
Yeah, so we have a very interesting email ID, CU@blindcricket. C is SEEYOU @blindcricket.in. CU@blindcricket.in. So people can send out a mail. Me and John both accesses this. So we'll forward it to the respective states.
Shruti, the question answers can start. People can.
Yeah, we've got a comment on Facebook from Sumit Roy. I'm going to read it out for you guys. He's saying, have you tried friendly matches with sighted cricketers playing with blindfolds? Should be a good way to attract sponsors and will make for great broadcasting content.
Yeah, Shruti, what we do is, for them playing blind cricket, blindfolded, is very, very difficult. They miserably fail and they will get beaten very badly. Because Steve was here early this year in January. So he blindfolded himself and tried to strike the ball. He missed almost every ball which was delivered. So our players can beat them, they being not blindfolding. So we play a lot of corporate matches, but probably 1 or 2 of them blindfolding in the team makes it very attractive. So probably we'll try that also.
Yeah, see, blindfolding is something which I blindfold myself today, and there's something called practice and preparation. All your blind cricketers have been playing cricket for many years now. So it's a skill developed over time. Now, if you blindfold somebody and ask him to start playing, it will be very difficult for him to start adjusting. He will need to play for at least a few months before he can actually start hitting the ball consistently.
Absolutely.
So it's about practice, and I don't think you can just blindfold somebody and say, okay, you might be Rahul Dravid, it might be Sachin Tendulkar, they will all fail miserably.
They'll all fail. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm just going to read out this contact information if somebody's not got it from somebody. Yogesh Taneja has said that you can also email at delhi@blindcricket.in. And we have all the registered email and contact numbers of all the participants. So we'll also circulate this information tomorrow. I see another question coming up from Anirban Mukherjee. Anirban, I've unmuted you. Please go ahead.
Well, good afternoon once again. First of all, I would like to make a comment on the suggestion that the people with sight can play cricket blindfolded. And I am in broad agreement with Mr. Mahantesh and Mr. Abraham. And I would like to just add one thing to this whole argument. That is this. Seeing blindfolding oneself and a person who is blind from birth or who is totally blind, these are two different sets of experiences. So we cannot just put them together. So playing cricket for a blind person and a sighted person with a blindfold are two completely different sets of experiences. So it might have a very interesting broadcast prospect, but it should not be encouraged because it does diminish the challenges of blind persons who are playing cricket. That is the observation that I would like to make. And now. Now to the questions.
Yes,
I have actually one question to Mr. Mahantesh, one specific question. That is, but before going to that question, I would like to just say a couple of sentences. One, that there is a huge fan base of blind people of cricket. So does Cabby have any idea or any plan to tap into that huge fan base, those who are not in a position to play cricket as I am myself, but some of us, many blind people are in jobs, are in a little more financial security, if you may call it like that. So does Cabby have any plan to reach out to them and to enlist their support or bring them on board? That is one question. And secondly, there is a lot of activity from Cabby, and as a very I have a very small association with the Cricket Association for the Blind in Bengal, and thereby I can tell you that Cabby is doing a lot of things. Their activities are reaching out to us, but the thing is, so many information that Mr. Mahantesh has communicated to us. Does Cabby have any plan to bring out a newsletter or any form of communication or any written newsletter or any reports of such things like Nagesh Trophy and all that, so that those who happen to play blind cricket or happen to have taken interest in blind cricket can be can join it and can be together with the sport mentally and emotionally? And this I'm telling you from my own perspective, because I happen to be friend with two gentlemen who were part in the first World Cup, that first Indian World Cup team in 1998. Both of them from Bengal, were my roommates. So, so this emotional attachment is there. So does Cabby have any idea of bringing out a newsletter or a form of communication to us so that we can be emotionally involved with the sport? Well, thank you.
So thank you, Anirban. I think very good suggestion. I really appreciate your feelings. Cabby is definitely committed to disseminate our plans, our programs, the happenings, and the possibilities. Definitely, we need more friends like you to be a part of our movement. So we are working on creating a mechanism of dissemination. Could be on email. If they want Braille, now we have a Braille printer at Samarthanam. We can Braille print. So probably we should come out with a quarterly newsletter and start sharing this based on the requests, whether it is in print form, email, or Braille. All three we should have. And we have created a WhatsApp group where we have all the state board representatives. We keep sharing the informations. We want these state representatives to further disseminate to their respective state cricketers and friends like you who are associated. So, and also Cabby has a website, so you all can visit website, and we'll probably create a subscription there for people to get information from us. we are working on building a database of friends of Cabby, because when we did YouTube streaming, there were a lot of views. People were watching the game. So that really motivated us. So we have a lot of plans and we'll continue to do that.
Okay, thank you. George, you seem to be have turned mute on. I've unmuted you from my end. This, yeah, it's fine now, George.
Yeah.
So we also have another comment on Facebook from Praful Vaidya.
Oh.
He says, is it not possible to have standard cricket rule book in line MCC laws with certain modifications mandatory for blind cricket?
Hi, Prafulji. Good to hear your question. So we have a standardized rules, which we have put it in our website also, and I can send it to you. So the same rules are followed. We call it WBC guidelines. Whatever modifications we have done from MCC rules, which is part of this rules, there is a standard rule for T20 and also ODI. The same rules we follow in all the international, and India also follows in domestic tournaments, so that there is no confusion. Some countries have their own rules for domestic cricket, but India consistently follows both at national and international
level. Mahantesh, maybe I could ask you a question. When I was involved with the sport, the testing of blindness, B1, B2, and B3 was a major challenge. What is the status today? What have you done to kind of make sure that players who don't qualify in terms of definition of blindness actually play? What have you done to kind of keep them out? And what is the international stand, and what is the status of this internationally?
Yes, sir. This has been a challenge which is still we are grappling with. So now what we have done at the international level is there is a technical committee which has developed a standardized form, and in the international tournaments, especially in the World Cups and all, they pick and choose few players and they are taken for testing. They conduct eye testing, and same we also follow in our country, and we ask state boards to raise issues if they have any issue with any players. So mostly there are tournaments happening on a consistent time, so they all know each other's, so it's more or less settled. But on and off we do get complaints, and when we get complaints we take those players and get them tested. And Cabby also has a technical committee which is responsible to certify the players before they are allowed to play in the domestic tournaments.
Okay.
If you're still waiting for questions, I have got one more.
I'm still waiting. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I got one more question here. Now, you mentioned that you are kind of focusing on trying to align cricket and employment. So have you met with any success in that direction? Are there any stories that you can share with us today? And are you doing something to use cricket and employment to actually promote the sport?
Yeah, so there are some very interesting stories. Some of our boys who played cricket at international level, like one boy, Ravi, who is from Bangalore, totally blind. So he learned computers and we helped him complete his graduation. He played the first World Cup. Now he's a officer in Bcci Bank. Like him, a few others got jobs in Karnataka, working in judicial area, working in DPR administration. And a lot of them have also got first grade jobs, gazetted officers jobs. One, because they played cricket, we spotted their talent. We motivated them to complete graduation and also acquire technology, especially computer skills, communication skills, mobility skills. So that has helped them to stand a better choice. So this we are working on in other states also. Now Samarthanam has training centers across India in 13 cities. So all CABI state affiliates have the advantage of using them. So Samarthanam extends support for them to use Samarthanam's facility for education, for technology, and also enhancing the personality development of each of these players. And also for women, so we have got a funder. Hopefully, we'll start this training once Corona ends in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. 2 to 3 months training, personality development program. While they learn to play the game, they also get coached to use computers, communications, and confidence. So that's what we are doing, George sir.
So would you like to consider making videos of these cases that you talked about, which links cricket and sport directly with economic rehabilitation? Because that would be a very powerful documentation that you can share with the government. It will probably also work towards your recognition of CABI as a federation, as well as a kind of a contributor to the national economy. And it will also kind of maybe get the government to invest in promoting sports more professionally rather than just seeing it as a December 3rd activity.
So, no, I think a very, very excellent idea and the suggestion, sir. We shall definitely do it. And at least we'll create some 10, 20 compelling case studies. So once this Wellinger impact study finishes, we have asked them to submit the report by 15 September. So we'll pick up top 10 or 20 stories and make them a video documentation of that and submit it to government and corporates also. Very, very, very good suggestion, George sir. We'll do that.
Okay, we have a question from Veera Dalal. Can you please unmute from your end? I have unmuted you and ask your question, please. Veera, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Viral, if you can please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, is there any blind cricket association in Mumbai?
Mumbai Maharashtra Cricket Association is one of the most active and oldest cricket associations for the blind in our country.
So how can I contact with them?
You can talk to one Mr. Ramakant and Dadabao Kutte, one of them.
Okay.
Can I give you the number you want to note down?
Yes, sir. One my friend is there, Nilesh Mirgal. He is playing in domestic cricket.
Yeah. So you can talk to him and he can connect you to Ramakant. But if you want to note down the number, you can note down.
Can you share Ramakant number?
Yeah. 93
93
24
24
2888
2888
77.
77. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
We have another question from Chandranath Saha. Chandranath, please go ahead and mute yourself. Yeah.
Yes. My question is there any arrangement of pension for the ex-blind cricketer?
Chandra, very, very good question. So treasurer sitting across the table, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Chandranath. This is Chandranath.
No, Chandrasekhar is our treasurer
who
is listening to you. Yeah, so who is listening to you. So definitely, yes, we do want to come out with a scheme. And BCCI has created Indian Cricket Association. They are supposed to be looking after the affairs of ex-cricketers. So there may be a chance for us also be a part of that. and whose main responsibility is to provide pension. So we
And
are in touch with them. Sir? Yeah, we
and
are in touch with them. We are in touch with them, and hopefully BCCI giving grant to Indian Cricketers Association, we might also get a portion for us to distribute the pension or create a pension plan for our ex-cricketers.
and is there any arrangement for benefit match of the blind cricketer? Because that also requires, I believe.
Not yet. We haven't thought anything on that line, but we can think about it. We can talk to some celebrity cricketers if they can come and participate, which might help us to raise some money.
You know, Mahantesh, on this note of what Chandranath Saha was just talking, there are
Yes,
blind cricketers. There are blind cricketers who played in 1998 and 2002 and so on. People like Balaji Damor, for example.
Yeah. Yes.
Now they are in very, very dire state, and so is there any way that Cabby can kind of do something for them?
Sure, sir. What we will do, probably we'll start listing all these players who played for our country, and we'll work on a plan how we can help them economically. Probably one-time grant, which would help them to start something or do something on their own, or talk to government, give them some jobs if possible. We'll create a small division in Cabby, which will look after the welfare of the past players who played for the country. I think we'll do that, sir. And definitely, I need your help and involvement. Together, we'll do that.
Sure.
Someone's also asking, what is the major issue for BCCI to recognize blind cricket?
There are not major issue, but unfortunately, for them, this is not a priority thing. And they never said no to us, but every president from Srinivasan till now I met, they all said they will look at this, including the current president. So one major challenge they feel is they want entire disability cricket to be one, and they want all of us to come under one umbrella. They keep telling all this. I feel it is a excuse sometimes, because if they want to do, they can. So nothing major issue for them. Now Constitution also has mandated that they should recognize and support the cricket, all cricket, including blind cricket, disability cricket. Hopefully someday they will recognize this.
ICC has certain resources for disability cricket, and ECB also seems to have some resources for. How do they work things out?
So ECB has taken blind cricket as part of their this thing. What I heard was ECB gets government grants from Great Britain. Yeah. So they make it a mandatory that they should support disability cricket, blind cricket, disability cricket, cricket for intellectually challenged. So, and Pakistan, when they won the second World Cup, and when they went to Pakistan, I think Pervez Musharraf was the president, so he took a bold decision and instructed PCB to have PBCC, Pakistan Blind Cricket Council, as one of the members. They also have a voting rights, which you know. And Cricket Australia has also started supporting blind cricket. So slowly, cricket is being supported by mainstream in some of the countries. So BCCI did give some grant to us, close to about 50 lakhs in 2 years. And they gave 3 lakhs each when India won the second T20 World Cup in 2017. So hopefully they will find some way to help us. I think it is still, I feel it is their mindset. If they want to help, they can.
When you played the World Cup in UAE in 2017, what was the kind, sorry? 18?
18, sir.
Yeah. So what was the spectator situation there? Did you have a lot of, in Bangalore, I noticed when the World Cup was held, there were a lot of people who came to the stadium. So what was the
Yes.
scene in UAE?
So finals we had about how much? About 1,000 plus, sir. 1,500.
Right.
And a lot of them were supporting India or Pakistan, who worked there. They came. So we also campaigned. We got people from Indian High Commission, some of our friends. So and at least some 100 people came from Bangalore and India, Bombay, Delhi, and all to cheer the Indian team.
Right.
So about 1,500 plus were there, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go to the next person, Jaya Chandran. Jaya Chandran, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you please repeat that email ID and number, contact us, your secretary's contact number?
Okay. CUSEEYOU at blindcricket.in. CU at blindcricket.in. And John David's number is 944 986 4785.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, we have a question from Ghaver, who's from Rajasthan. Ghaver, can you unmute yourself, please? Yeah.
Very good.
Hello. Hello.
Hi,
Yes.
hi, Gavar. Hi, Gavar.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Gavarji. How are you?
I am fine, sir. What about you?
Good. Your name is very good. It is a very good, sweet. A lot of
Thank you,
Marwadis
sir.
eat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, I have an important question about blind cricketers. That most of players from Rajasthan teams that are in government job, and they do not get any leave, official leave from their job to play cricket, because the department asks us that this organization is not authorized with government, and so that what will we do?
Yeah, so the same challenge we keep getting from different states. So we getting National Sports Federation status from Ministry of Sports will solve
Yes.
that issue,
Yes,
or
sir.
recognition from BCCI will solve that issue.
Yes, sir.
And what you can also do, you can go and talk to your sports minister. If they mind, they can recommend your case. And
Yes,
any letter from CABI anytime you can ask, so that some states consider letter from CABI as sufficient to give them a government
yes, sir.
leave.
Yes, sir. So we will also do our board also supporting us there, and told to our government authority that give us authorization for the cricket. So I also want that if someone something happen from KB, then we have some easily work to do this.
Sure. Anytime you can feel free and write to us. So you can talk to
Okay, sir.
our state representative. Yeah.
Yes.
Islam Ali, you know Islam Ali, no?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can ask Islam Ali, he will get anything for you from
Thank you,
CABI.
sir.
Okay, SK Changtu.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Please go ahead. You want to ask in Hindi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Please. पूछिए.
हाँ सर, मेरा क्वेश्चन थोड़ा अलग है. अगर कोई स्टूडेंट हायर स्टडी करने के लिए अब्रॉड जाना चाहता है, तो उसके लिए कुछ फैसिलिटी है जो अब्रॉड जाने के लिए तो बहुत खर्चा पड़ता है और वहाँ का तो एक्सपेंस ज़्यादा होता है, तो कोई ऑल्टरनेट?
संसू, आप कहाँ रहते हैं?
आई एम फ्रॉम वेस्ट बंगाल सर, कोलकाता.
वेस्ट बंगाल. ओके. सो आप हमारा सेक्रेटरी चिन्मयदा से बात करिए, and we'll definitely help anybody who wants to pursue higher education.
Oh, sir, give me contact number.
Chinmada's number, do it. 988
988
9883
3
9883 2
2
9
3 2 के बाद
1227
सर 3 2 के बाद सर
9883
हाँ हाँ
29
29
12
12
27.
27. Please, what's name, sir?
Chinmay.
Oh, okay,
Chinmay
sir.
Mandal.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
There are a couple of comments that are coming in on Facebook. Manapali Subhash Ujjwal says to you and David that he's in the process of making a pan-Indian film on blind cricket, after which there will be a tectonic shift in blind cricket. And also someone's asked, and he's also saying, when will you upload World Cup 2014 videos? They can't be found online.
Yeah. So 2014 World Cup was hosted by South Africa. Unfortunately, there are no videos. It's very sad. One of the most exciting final. I had the good privilege of listening to the commentary of David from his mobile to my mobile. So it is very sad we don't have the video, unfortunately, friends. So.
Where do you host the footage of the various World Cups, Mahantesh?
Sir, we put it in our Cabby official website, blindcricket.in. So one can go there and they might get a lot of footages.
So
and a lot of YouTube. And a lot of YouTube's also there, sir. Whatever YouTube lives we did, so they're all there in the YouTube, sir.
So would you like to put up? There is not a lot of footage, but there's some footage of the 1998 and 2002 World Cups. So would you
yes,
like to put them up on the Cabby and the YouTube websites?
Oh, definitely, sir. We'll be very happy to do that, and it'll be our honor. We are anyway redoing our website, completely revamping it. So please share, sir, whatever you want us to do that. We'll be happy to put it in our website and YouTube's.
Right. Okay.
Okay, another question on Facebook from Pradyuman to Mahantesh. Would it be better if Cricket Association for the Blind in India is integrated with the BCCI? Women's cricket, for instance, has benefited much because of this.
Parimal, our views are slightly different because we do want to manage the game for visually impaired because we know what visually impaired needs, what the game is. So we definitely would like to be a part of BCCI under them, but would like to maintain our independent identity and run the game as per the regulations of World Blind Cricket. Actually, World Blind Cricket is very important here. So we definitely want to keep it separate from BCCI. And if they have any certain guidelines, they want us to follow certain rules and governance and all that, we can adapt. But we do want to maintain our identity.
Okay, thanks, Mahantesh. There's another question from Anirban. Anirban, please go ahead. You have to unmute yourself.
Well, firstly, I fully support, or if that does matter in any way, the views expressed by Mr. Mahantesh on having a complete merger with BCCI. The question of women's cricket getting benefited is very controversial. There are many women cricket organizers who have different views on that. Well, this is not my question. My question is, I have picked up from elsewhere that there is an issue of underarm cricket that the BCCI is not willing to accept, or something like this. Is there any issue that we people bowl underarm, because that is the reason why BCCI is not giving us affiliation or sort of acknowledging us? Is there any issue? I would like you to clarify on that, if you can, if you please do that. That is the question.
Not in the recent past. I have heard from anybody about it, Anirban, about the underarm game, because blind cricket is played underarm now, so
Yeah.
there can't be any modifications. So I don't think that is the issue for them. No.
See, actually, I have got the beats of that conversation. I'm not going to specify from whom, because it was an unofficial conversation, and I would not like to put it on record in any way. But I had picked it up from someone else who is responsible in organizing such games, that there are some issues about underarm cricket. That is why maybe the BCCI or the state boards, they are not in a position to recognize. So you are telling me that there is no such issue there.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't told us. If it was, they would have told us. And if that is the issue, we can't help it actually.
No, till very recently, internationally, underarm bowling was allowed, was legal, and I think the bigger difference is that we use a ball which is very different from the mainstream cricket ball. The wickets are metal in many places, so there are these equipment changes also. But I think cricket has cricket has a big heart, and they have embraced a lot of diversity historically. And I think blind people have been part of the stakehold of cricket right since 1922, when blind people in Australia and other countries were playing cricket using different innovations. And I think though we can't kind of measure it or give any kind of documentary evidence, but I think blind people have definitely contributed to the revenue of cricket internationally, because there's a huge population of blind people who follow the game. In India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, the West Indies, there's a huge following in the West Indies among blind people, Australia. So I think we are part of the stakeholdership, and I think it's unfortunate that BCCI is managed by people who don't see beyond their nose.
So, and just to mention, sir, why it is not. So BCCI has recommended our request to many state boards when we needed grounds to host the World Cups, and they have allotted umpires. They have allotted officials to help us, and they also allowed many cricketers, informed cricketers, to endorse the game, because without their permission, without BCCI's nod, they would not have endorsed it. And of late, whenever IPL matches happens, so they contact us and tell us to send our players to watch. And sometimes the star broadcasters invited our cricketers. We had some friendly gestures to play with them. So they are inclined, but I don't know why. Only, as you said, they are all large-hearted people. There will be a day which is very soon. They would affiliate us and start extending their generosity by providing the infrastructure, monetary support, etc.
Okay, another question from Yusuf Haroon on Facebook. He's asking, what are the chances to host the T20 Blind Cricket World Cup in May, June next year in UK?
Hi Arun bhai, happy to know that you are watching. And
Pakistan, is it?
Yes, sir. And he's the technical committee chair.
Right.
So the last conversation when we had with Ian Martin, you were there, Arun bhai. Depending on the revenue that England would earn out of matches they host, they would fund, ECB would fund disability cricket. Out of that, Ian would host the World Cup. Hopefully, it will happen is what I feel. So I shall talk to Ian Martin and check with him the status. And we were supposed to meet in Dubai this April, sir. Due to Corona, we postponed it. AGM was postponed. So we would be hosting this sometimes in September, October is what we decided. So there it will be discussed, and if England can host, nothing like it.
You know, talking about England, if ECB is willing to take some initiative, you can actually try and rope in site savers to actually use Blind Cricket World Cup as a platform to raise money for education of blind people or whatever in the developing world. So that's something which you might also want to consider. So site savers can bring in some sponsorship alongside what ECB might invest.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very valid suggestion, George sir. I shall talk to Ian Martin, and Jeff is again back in action. So I will talk to Jeff. So he had some good connections in Site Savers. So Site Savers, along with ECB funding, will be a good platform. Site Savers can use this as a powerful advocacy and raise a lot of money to support their international programs.
Yeah. So it will also give blind cricket a bigger image.
Yes, absolutely, sir. And something happening in England, I think everybody will look up to it. And if we can rope in some channel to broadcast it, telecast it, and give the rights to them, and if it is watched globally, so blind cricket can become more popular.
Okay, I have one last question, I think, from Bhargav, who says, why do you think only India and Pakistan are dominating blind cricket since the last 30 years?
Yeah, there are many reasons, Bhargav. One, we play a lot of cricket, both the countries, and a lot of cricketers have tremendous passion and determination. And it is again managed by a very passionate people in both the countries. So both of us learn from each other a lot and compete in the grounds. Otherwise, we are very good friends outside of the grounds. So the whole purpose of the whole responsibility of Cabby is to develop the competitive game across. We are coaching a few other countries. Sri Lanka has picked up a lot because Sri Lanka was number 4 or 5. Now they have come down to 3. So we are seeing Bangladesh improving a lot, and some very promising players from England. There's one gentleman I would like to mention is Justin Hollingworth, who came all the way from England and got coached in India. Amazing bowler and very good batsman. So he has picked up a lot of technique from us. Other advantage is the cricket ball. In England, they use different ball for their domestic matches. Like that, there are certain changes in the rules and cricket ball. So India and Pakistan follow international guidelines for both domestic and international matches. Like this, there are many other reasons. A lot of blind play cricket in these two countries. George sir, would you like to add?
Yeah, and I think the cricketers coming from the developing world like India and Pakistan, they evolve or emerge from tougher circumstances. So I think the cricketers coming from India and Pakistan probably are emotionally and mentally also much stronger, and used to rough and tough kind of lifestyles. As you said, we have a much larger pool of cricketers to choose from. So there's a lot more talent to choose from, and the competition is very intensive. While what I've seen in England and Australia and all that, it is more of it's just casual kind of approach to the game, and fewer people. And the other thing I noticed was, surprisingly, this is the case, but I think when we started focusing on fitness, the performance of the Indian team improved tremendously, and I think the World Cup in Pakistan in 2006 and after, I think the Indian players have been much fitter.
Yes.
I was wanting to ask you, from 2012 onwards, Pakistan has failed to beat India. Why is that?
So probably some of the standards we have adapted, consistent fitness, coaching, and a lot of tournaments. And probably once we beat them, so morally also our boys have become strong, both mentally and physically now.
Right.
Okay, I don't see any more questions, George.
Okay, so
Although we have got a comment from Mr. Haroon again for you this time.
for me,
And yeah, he
okay.
wants to convey his tributes to you as the founder of World Blind Cricket Council. And he says that you blow Kishore Das' famous vocal whistle beautifully. And he's asked you to blow it once before finishing the session.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I join him in that request.
Okay, Harun, you're talking about the yodeling. Ooh, you, odi edi odle, odi edle. I think I'll stop it at this before
Super.
people ask me to shut up.
No. They'll ask you to continue.
That also is a danger. So I'd like to thank you very much, Mahantesh. It's been a pleasure to have you on this show, Highway Encounters. And we've had consistently, the numbers I've been noticing has been at 100. And, not many more people, I'm sure, wanted to log in, but we have a capacity of 100. So I hope they've all been able to listen to you on Facebook Live. If they missed it, we will be putting up this recording on YouTube, and it will be available for everybody to see. So it's been a pleasure, and I would also like to announce that the next episode is going to be on gender and disability, and we have a fantastic speaker in Nidhi Goyal, and she will be next Thursday at 4 o'clock. So those of you who would be interested can register tomorrow itself, because we'll be sending out the registration forms tomorrow. And as Shruti had said, we would like you to send back the feedback forms. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for this wonderful session, and take care and be safe.
Yeah, sir. It is my privilege and honor. Big thanks to you for having me here on this very prestigious platform. A lot of eminent speakers spoke before me and will be speaking after, like Rajdeep, Sadesai, Ramchandra Guha, and Nasiruddin Shah, and many others. So I feel very privileged. So you have been instrumental in whatever I am today, especially when I stepped out of the school. You have some share in that. So like that. So I feel very honored and blessed to have been knowing someone like you. So once again, my big thanks to you, Shruti, and entire IVET team, and all my friends for joining and asking such fantastic questions. Let's work together and make this game as popular as any other cricket. Thank you, sir.